Hi, today we're going on safari. Yes, Netherlands has a massive safari park, and even on the entrance to it, there we go. Got monkeys right in front of us from day one. Moment one, should I say. So, let's have a look in Africa in the middle of the Netherlands. Come with me. Right, the safari park, now I apologise for pronunciation, is Beekse Bergen. It was a nice surprise to find something like this really near our camp in the Netherlands. The first thing that we came across after going through the entrance gate is this gorilla house, which, yes, that is exactly what you think it is on the glass. And there's a gorilla just sat in a hammock, sunbathing or not. There we see it, just having a quick walk around. Not much movement. But when we went outside it, you'll notice things that look like little cats running about. They're actually baby gorillas. Quite interesting to see, actually. There were a few butterflies as well. Videoed them because I didn't recognise them. Perhaps if you know what they are, you could put comments, let me know. We went on a boat trip and I videoed this because there was a lot of these fish right near where you queued. Obviously picking up on a few snacks. Now they do have a boat trip. It goes round this lake in one direction. There's actually 2 points that you can join the boat trip. Now, a couple of problems with this boat trip. First of all, it's all in Dutch, which I understand, but it did make it extremely hard to understand what was going on. Because it went round in one direction, if you were at the correct side of the boat, you saw an awful lot more. And a lot of the items, a lot of the animals to see, were a little bit of a distance away, which made it very difficult to film and not greatly as interesting as it could be. They do a bus trip, but only in the winter months around the park. But again, there's no English for that. So whereas the person was talking about everything and the majority of the people there were able to see where they were looking, it was a bit hit and miss with us, because by the time we realised where everybody was looking, we'd gone past that part. Now, as I say, it's very important to be on the right side of the boat because of what you can miss, but you ever so often you'll see another boat coming the other way. So you could in theory go on the boat trip twice. I would advise against it though. You're much more likely to see stuff walking around the park than the boat trip. There was a safari jeep that you could go on, and that was quite a bit of money extra to your entrance fee that you paid while you was in the park. Was it a good boat trip? It was only okay. I'll leave the rest up to yourself to decide whether you want to do it if you visit the park. In total, the boat trip is half an hour, and I suppose it's a break from walking round, give you a little bit of break in the heat. In this compound is a tiger. Can you see it? Imagine meeting this in the middle of the savannah, totally hidden. Water there. this area was set up fantastically. You may not be able to tell, but there's actually 3 crocodiles that I saw in here. And unfortunately, while filming, I missed when 2 of them jumped out. They jumped out and jumped straight back in. There's one there, but you've got the opportunity to walk next to them, obviously with a barrier between you, or a little bridge, so you get a bit better view. If you're enjoying this trip through this safari park, if you are, why not hit that subscribe button? Then you can see more travel inspiration, reviews, hidden gems, and maybe even be able to plan your next holiday. But in the meantime, let's see what else this safari park has to offer. Right, come on, Thomas. You've got to watch out though. Some of these crocodiles can eat you. Now, the one thing with this park is you can really just walk around it. There are plenty of little areas where you can see different animals, and each one's got a little plaque outside explaining what you can see. Sometimes the animals aren't there, but from what I understand, if you get earlier in the day, we arrived after lunch, if you get there early in the day, the animals tend to be a lot more lively because of the fact that they're waiting for food. So that might be a little tip to take on board.
It's that one hiding around there. Probably. That's that side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get out.
Come on, girls. Can you see the gazelles hiding? One of the best places that we found on the park was the meerkats. You literally are up close and personal with them, and they were hilarious to watch. And as Thomas said there are baby ones here at the moment. These were fascinated by the camera I have. There were also some unique birds here. Now, there was a sign there, but obviously most of it's in Danish. There is some English there as well. Here it seems to be bringing us a little gift. A little bit of bush or something. They even had some flamingos. which were behind some netting. The rhinos were certainly interesting to watch. Reminded me of an old song. I wonder if you can guess what I'm going to say. That's right. Mud, mud, glorious mud. Nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud. And I apologise for the singing, but I had to put it in there, didn't I? There were a lot more animals, including elephants, but unfortunately by the time we got to the elephant enclosure, they were going to bed. As we walked around, there was little things for little children to do, although Layla thought she was a little child as well. But Thomas seemed to manage a lot better at this one than Layla. Or was he just cheating? Anyway, there's plenty of things for the kids to do as they're walking around, as well as just look at the animals themselves. Obviously, that's the main reason you're there, but little things like this, bit of fun for them. Well done. Yeah. No, you got down. So that was our safari day. Quite an adventure. I would say, although it says an hour to 2 hours, if you've got kids, take longer. And the reason why I say it, when we've been on the boat ride, which you have to wait about half an hour sometimes to get on, maybe longer, that's all in Dutch. So you're just taking what people are looking at, then searching to see what exactly it is. With regard to the bus, the coach ride round, we didn't realise that's only open from September onwards, closes in April, so we missed that. With regard to the food inside is decent prices. We had 2 scoop ice cream, bearing in mind this is a theme park and such, 2 scoop ice cream, and that was €3.75. And it was nice, it was cart door stuff, so decent ice cream. Gifts are okay. The only thing that I think is a big issue is the fact, like most theme parks, the gift shop is the last thing to close. Not here. We've come to the exit thinking, oh, we'll get some gifts for on the way home, and there aren't any, because all the gift shops are shut, and it's only just closing time, which is different. We initially arrived here about 1 o'clock, and it's now 5:30, and we didn't have enough time to walk around and see everything at a nice gentle pace. On the way back we saw the elephants in the distance and things like that, so yes, we saw an awful lot of it, but not everything. Now, the sort of foods that you can get here, there's spiral potato, which I think is personally overpriced, but it's unique. You've got restaurant type food, you've got ice creams, you've got everything that you should need. And as you can see here, we've even got tented areas. One thing you have got as well is waffles with cream and fruit on top, burgers, chips, because obviously the Dutch, chips is a major thing for them. Well, it is for the UK as well. They could make so much more on it just by staying open for another half an hour. But there you go. Oh, and another thing which is rare around here, toilets are free here, so you don't need to bring extra change for that. Something I've learnt in Europe, one of the major differences is the fact that toilets, you need to keep 1 cent to one side, €1 to one side each time, because the variety is between 50 cents, 80 cents and €1 that we've seen just to go to the toilet. The only other place that we've seen free toilets has been in Primark. And let's face it, not the tourist destination we were aiming for the toilets. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed our little tour around, and I'll see you on the next video.
Hey, Mama, co to jest?